Imagine this: you've spent decades navigating life's twists and turns, searching for meaning in the chaos. You've faced challenges that tested your strength, moments of doubt that shook your confidence, but deep down, something has always felt unfinished. What if I told you that everything you've experienced, the highs, the lows, the lessons, was leading up to this moment? And what if I also told you that this awakening often begins at a pivotal age, around 40, when the soul is primed to step into its true purpose? For some of us, there's more to this story. A deeper connection waiting to be revealed. Have you ever noticed the markings on your palm? If you see the letter M intertwined with a crescent moon shape, stop for a second, because these aren't just random lines etched by chance. They're signs of an ancient spiritual gift, a mark carried by those destined to walk a higher path. Now, let me speak directly to you. Yes, you, the one reading these words right now. Whether you're curled up in the stillness of your home or scrolling through this amidst the noise of a busy day, know this: you are here for a reason. This isn't coincidence, it's divine timing. You're part of a rare group of individuals who carry within them an energy so profound, so transformative, that it can reshape not only your own life but also the lives of those around you. But here's the truth many don't realize: your journey doesn't truly begin until you embrace this calling. For some, that clarity comes later in life, often around the age of 40. It's as though all the experiences, struggles, and triumphs were preparing you for this exact moment. The universe conspired to bring you here, to this point where you stand ready to unlock your full potential. Before we dive deeper into what this means for you and how you can harness this incredible power, I want to honor the courage it takes to even read these words. So, if you feel that pull, that stirring in your heart telling you that this is meant for you, leave a 888 in the comments. Let me know where you're tuning in from and connect with others who share this sacred journey. Together, we'll create a ripple effect of awakening and transformation. This isn't just another message, it's a turning point. A movement for awakened souls like you to rise into their purpose. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to share could change everything. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. At 40, something remarkable happens within the human spirit. The relentless pursuit of more achievements, more possessions, more validation begins to lose its grip. It's as though life itself whispers a profound truth into your soul: growth isn't about accumulation, it's about liberation. For decades, you may have carried the weight of old beliefs, toxic relationships, and societal expectations, thinking they were essential parts of who you are. But now, at this pivotal moment in your journey, you're being called to release them, to let go of what no longer serves you, so that you can step fully into the person you were always meant to become. Think about the stories you've told yourself over the years. Stories like, "I'm not good enough," or "success means sacrificing happiness." These narratives were shaped by childhood experiences, cultural conditioning, and even well-meaning advice from people who didn't know better. While these beliefs may have once helped you navigate the world, they've likely outlived their usefulness. Holding on to them is like carrying around a backpack filled with rocks while trying to climb a mountain. Sure, you might make progress, but how much further could you go if you simply set the bag down? Letting go doesn't mean forgetting where you came from, it means acknowledging those lessons and choosing to move forward unburdened by their limitations. And then there are the relationships that have shaped your life. Some have been blessings, lifting you higher and reflecting back the best version of yourself. Others, however, have drained your energy, dimmed your light, and kept you tethered to patterns of pain. Perhaps you stayed because you thought loyalty required suffering, or maybe fear of loneliness kept you trapped in cycles of toxicity. Whatever the reason, ask yourself this: what would my life look like without these anchors holding me back? Releasing such connections isn't easy. It requires courage, clarity, and sometimes heartache, but it's also an act of self-love. When you free yourself from relationships that no longer nourish your spirit, you create space for new ones that align with the person you're becoming. Societal expectations present another layer of baggage we often carry unconsciously. From a young age, we're taught what success looks like: a prestigious career, a picture-perfect family, a certain lifestyle dictated by external standards. Yet, by the time you reach 40, many realize that chasing someone else's definition of fulfillment leaves you feeling hollow. This awakening brings with it a powerful question: what do I truly want? Answering this requires shedding the layers of shoulds and musts imposed by society. It demands embracing authenticity, even if it means deviating from the norm. And yes, it takes bravery to defy convention, but the reward is a life lived on your own terms, a life infused with purpose and joy. Letting go is not just about subtraction, it's about creation. Every time you release something that no longer serves you, you open up room for something greater to enter your life. Maybe it's a newfound passion, a deeper connection with yourself, or a sense of peace you've never experienced before. Consider nature's example. Trees shed their leaves in autumn not because they're dying, but because they're preparing for renewal. Similarly, when you let go of outdated beliefs, draining relationships, and societal pressures, you're making way for growth, transformation, and rebirth. But here's the paradox: letting go can feel terrifying. We cling to the familiar, even when it harms us, because change is inherently uncomfortable. The mind resists uncertainty, clinging to what it knows even if what it knows is holding you back. That resistance is natural, but it doesn't have to control you. Instead of viewing letting go as loss, reframe it as liberation. Each belief you release, each relationship you outgrow, each expectation you discard is a step toward reclaiming your power. Imagine standing at the edge of a cliff, ready to leap into the unknown. Yes, it's scary, but oh, the freedom waiting on the other side. One of the most beautiful aspects of reaching 40 is the shift in perspective. Where once you may have feared starting over, you now understand that beginnings aren't confined to youth. In fact, some of the most transformative chapters of life unfold later, when wisdom meets opportunity. You no longer feel the need to prove yourself to others or live up to impossible ideals. Instead, you're driven by an inner knowing, a quiet yet undeniable voice urging you to embrace the new. Whether it's pursuing a long-dormant dream, healing old wounds, or forging a completely different path, this stage of life invites you to trust the process of reinvention. To truly let go, you must first confront the emotions tied to what you're releasing. Grief, anger, regret, they're all part of the journey. Suppressing these feelings only prolongs the process, keeping you stuck in limbo. Instead, allow yourself to sit with them, to honor the role they've played in shaping you. Journaling, meditation, or speaking with a trusted confidant can help you process these emotions in healthy ways. Remember, letting go isn't about erasing the past. It's about integrating it, learning from it, and using it as fuel for your evolution. As you embark on this journey of release, surround yourself with support. Seek out communities, mentors, or resources that resonate with your values and aspirations. Engage with others who understand the beauty of letting go, who celebrate your courage and cheer you on as you redefine your life. Connection amplifies transformation. It reminds you that you're not alone in this process. Share your story, listen to theirs, and together, co-create a tapestry of collective liberation. Remember that letting go is not a one-time event, it's an ongoing practice. Just as seasons change, so too will your needs, desires, and circumstances. What feels liberating today may require revisiting tomorrow. Stay attuned to your intuition, paying attention to any signs of stagnation or discomfort. Trust that every phase of release brings you closer to alignment with your highest self. By committing to this practice, you'll find that life becomes lighter, brighter, and infinitely more fulfilling. For decades, you've likely felt the relentless ticking of the clock, a constant reminder of deadlines, milestones, and societal expectations. By 40, many people find themselves wrestling with questions like, am I behind? Did I miss my chance? But for those marked by the crescent moon on their palms, this pivotal age brings a profound shift in perspective. Suddenly, time ceases to be an adversary pushing you toward some arbitrary finish line. Instead, it becomes a gentle ally, guiding you through the unfolding chapters of your life with grace and purpose. You begin to realize that every triumph, every setback, every seemingly random detour has happened exactly when it was meant to happen. Society loves timelines. From early childhood, we're conditioned to believe there's a right age to graduate, marry, buy a home, or achieve career success. These external benchmarks create a false sense of urgency, leaving us feeling inadequate if we don't meet them. Yet, at 40, something extraordinary occurs. the pressure begins to lift. The soul awakens to a deeper truth that divine timing operates on its own rhythm, one far wiser than any human construct. If you carry the crescent moon marking, this realization may resonate even more strongly within you. Your connection to higher energies allows you to see beyond surface-level achievements and recognize the intricate web of synchronicities that have brought you here. Consider the moments in your life that once felt chaotic or unjust. Perhaps you didn't land your dream job when you thought you should, or maybe a relationship ended unexpectedly, leaving you heartbroken. At the time, these events may have seemed like failures or signs that you were off course. But now, looking back, can you see how they paved the way for something greater? That breakup made room for a partnership aligned with your true self. That missed opportunity led to a career path more fulfilling than anything you'd imagined. When viewed through the lens of divine timing, what once appeared as misfortune reveals itself as perfect orchestration. This awakening fosters a deep trust in the universe, a knowing that no matter where you are in life, you're exactly where you're meant to be. Anxiety about the past dissolves because you understand that every experience, no matter how painful, contributed to your growth. Worry about the future fades because you trust that whatever comes next will arrive at precisely the right moment. This isn't blind optimism, it's an intuitive alignment with the flow of existence. For those with the crescent moon marking, this trust runs especially deep. It's as though the universe has placed a secret code in your hands, reminding you that you're part of something larger than yourself. Letting go of the need to control time is incredibly liberating. Think about how much energy you've expended trying to force outcomes, rushing toward goals, or regretting perceived delays. What if, instead, you surrendered to the natural ebb and flow of life? Imagine standing on the shore, watching the waves crash against the sand. You wouldn't try to hold onto each wave or demand that it arrive faster. It simply comes and goes, carrying with it whatever treasures it holds. Life works in much the same way. By releasing resistance and embracing patience, you allow abundance to flow into your world effortlessly. At 40, this lesson takes on added significance because it coincides with a period of heightened spiritual awareness. Those with the crescent moon marking often experience this awakening more intensely, sensing a direct link between their personal journey and the universal plan. They understand that time isn't linear, it's cyclical, layered, and interconnected. Just as seasons change, so too do the rhythms of our lives. Spring gives way to summer, which transitions to autumn and winter, only to return again to spring. Similarly, periods of growth alternate with times of rest, each phase essential to the whole. Trusting in this cycle replaces fear with faith, transforming the way you relate to time itself. One powerful practice to cultivate this trust is reflection. Take a few moments each day to look back on your journey not with judgment, but with gratitude. Notice how certain pieces fell into place only after others had shifted out of the way. Recognize patterns of synchronicity and serendipity that guided you toward opportunities you couldn't have foreseen. As you do this, you'll start to see evidence of divine timing everywhere. Maybe a delayed flight introduced you to someone who changed your life. Or perhaps a health scare prompted lifestyle changes that saved you from something worse down the road. These aren't accidents, they're signs of a loving universe conspiring on your behalf. Another key aspect of working with time as an ally is learning to savor the present moment. So often, we live either in the shadow of the past or the anticipation of the future, missing the beauty of now. At 40, however, many people undergo a profound recalibration. With the benefit of hindsight and the wisdom of lived experience, they come to appreciate the richness of the present. For those with the crescent moon marking, this appreciation is amplified by their innate sensitivity to subtle energies. They feel the pulse of life in ways others might overlook: the warmth of sunlight on their skin, the laughter of loved ones, the quiet magic of an ordinary day. By anchoring themselves in the present, they align more deeply with the flow of divine timing. Of course, trusting in divine timing doesn't mean passivity. Far from it. It means taking inspired action, guided by intuition rather than fear. When you operate from a place of trust, decisions become clearer, paths more illuminated. Opportunities arise organically, without the frantic scrambling that often accompanies attempts to force results. Instead of chasing after what you think you want, you open yourself to receiving what the universe intends for you. And paradoxically, this surrender often leads to outcomes far beyond what you could have planned. As you continue along this path of awakening, remember that divine timing applies not just to your personal life but also to the collective journey of humanity. Those with the crescent moon marking often serve as bridges between worlds, carrying ancient wisdom into modern times. Their role is to help others awaken to the perfection of the present moment, encouraging them to release fear and embrace faith. In doing so, they contribute to a global shift in consciousness, one that honors the sacredness of time and the interconnectedness of all beings. Moreover, whether you're 40, 50, or beyond, it's never too late to start anew, to dream bigger, to live fully. Time is not your enemy, it's your partner, supporting you every step of the way. Trust in its wisdom, lean into its flow, and watch as your life unfolds in ways more magnificent than you ever imagined. Keep moving forward, keep trusting, and above all, keep believing in the power of divine timing. Your story is still being written and it's beautiful. At 40, a remarkable shift occurs within the soul. The need for external approval begins to dissolve. For decades, you may have sought validation from others, family, friends, colleagues, society at large as a way to measure your worth. But now something profound happens. You awaken to the realization that true fulfillment doesn't come from outside, it arises from within. This is especially potent for those carrying the crescent moon marking on their palms, as they are innately attuned to the whispers of their own inner wisdom. The quest for external validation gives way to an unshakable embrace of authenticity, a state where you no longer seek permission to be who you truly are. Think about how much energy you've poured into pleasing others over the years. How many decisions were made not because they felt right to you, but because they would earn a nod of approval? Perhaps you stayed in jobs that drained your spirit, maintained relationships that stifled your growth, or pursued paths dictated by societal norms, all in the hope of being accepted. While these efforts may have provided fleeting reassurance, they likely left you feeling hollow. Why? Because external validation can never fill the void that only self-acceptance can heal. At 40, this truth becomes undeniable. You realize that living for other people's applause is like building a house on sand. It crumbles under the weight of its own fragility. This awakening marks the beginning of a new chapter, one defined by freedom and sovereignty. Instead of looking outward for affirmation, you turn inward, trusting your intuition and inner guidance. If you carry the crescent moon marking, this transition feels almost instinctual. Your spiritual connection heightens your awareness of subtle energies, allowing you to discern what aligns with your highest good and what does not. It's as though the universe has gifted you a compass, pointing you toward choices that honor your authentic self. No longer swayed by the opinions of others, you step boldly into the person you were always meant to become. But let's be clear, breaking free from the grip of external validation isn't easy. It requires dismantling deeply ingrained patterns and confronting fears of rejection or judgment. Society conditions us to believe that love, respect, and belonging must be earned through compliance. Yet at 40 you begin to see through this illusion. You understand that real love, the kind that sustains and uplifts, doesn't demand conformity. It celebrates individuality. And when you stop contorting yourself to fit someone else's mold, you create space for relationships that reflect your true essence. Authenticity, however, is not about rebellion or rejecting all outside input. It's about discernment, knowing which voices to heed and which to release. Some people will cheer you on as you embrace your truth, while others may resist your transformation. That resistance often stems from their own insecurities or discomfort with change. Recognize it for what it is, a reflection of their journey, not yours. Stay grounded in your center, knowing that your path is uniquely yours to walk. When you trust yourself above all else, you become untouchable, not in a defensive or arrogant way, but in a deeply rooted sense of peace. One of the most liberating aspects of this shift is the ability to set boundaries. For years, you may have said yes when you wanted to say a no, fearing conflict or disapproval. Now, empowered by your newfound clarity, you prioritize your needs and values without apology. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're acts of self-respect. They communicate to the world and to yourself that your time, energy, and presence are sacred. For those with the crescent moon marking, setting boundaries is particularly transformative. Their heightened sensitivity makes them natural empaths, prone to absorbing the emotions and energies of others. By establishing firm yet compassionate limits, they protect their inner light and preserve their divine purpose. Living authentically also invites creativity and innovation into your life. Freed from the constraints of external expectations, you give yourself permission to explore passions and interests that ignite your soul. Maybe it's picking up an old hobby you abandoned years ago, pursuing a career change that excites you, or simply expressing yourself more openly. Whatever form it takes, this creative expression becomes a celebration of your uniqueness. It reminds you that life isn't about fitting into predefined boxes, it's about creating your own masterpiece. As you shed the layers of external validation, you'll notice a profound shift in how you relate to success. Gone are the days of measuring achievement by material wealth, social status, or accolades. Success, in its purest form, becomes synonymous with alignment, living in harmony with your values, desires, and calling. This redefinition brings immense relief. You no longer feel the pressure to prove yourself or compete in meaningless races. Instead, you focus on cultivating joy, meaning, and impact in ways that resonate with your deepest truths. Trusting your intuition plays a central role in this process. At 40, your intuitive faculties are sharper than ever, particularly if you carry the crescent moon and the letter M. You've accumulated enough life experience to recognize patterns and make informed decisions. Combined with your spiritual gifts, this heightened intuition becomes a guiding force, steering you away from paths that don't serve your highest good. Listen closely to that quiet voice inside. It knows the answers before you even ask the questions. Let it lead you toward opportunities, relationships, and experiences that nourish your soul. Another beautiful aspect of embracing authenticity is the ripple effect it creates. When you live from a place of truth and integrity, you inspire others to do the same. People are drawn to your confidence and clarity, even if they can't quite articulate why. They sense the freedom you embody and long to experience it for themselves. In this way, your journey becomes a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for others to follow. Those with the crescent moon marking often serve as catalysts for collective awakening, using their authenticity to uplift and empower those around them. Of course, staying true to yourself requires vigilance. The pull of external validation never fully disappears, it lingers in subtle forms, tempting you to doubt your choices or second-guess your instincts. During these moments, return to your foundation. Remind yourself of the lessons you've learned, the growth you've achieved, and the divine timing that brought you here. Surround yourself with supportive communities and resources that reinforce your commitment to authenticity. Engage in practices like journaling, meditation, or mindfulness to stay connected to your inner wisdom. These tools will anchor you during times of uncertainty, ensuring that you remain steadfast in your truth. Finally, remember that authenticity is not a destination, it's a practice. Like any muscle, it grows stronger with use. Each time you choose courage over comfort, honesty over pretense, or self-love over approval-seeking, you fortify your ability to live authentically. Celebrate these victories, no matter how small they may seem. Over time, they add up to a life of profound freedom and fulfillment. Trust that the universe supports your journey, cheering you on as you step fully into your power. So, dear seeker, as you stand at this crossroads of awakening, I invite you to take a bold step forward. Release the chains of external validation once and for all. Embrace the beauty of your authentic self, guided by the unwavering light of your intuition and inner wisdom. Keep trusting, keep growing, and above all, keep shining. Your liberation awaits, you just have to claim it.